What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. Baby, we are getting caught up. I know we got behind on Divorce Sistas, but I told you guys we were going to get caught up, so we are going to get caught up. So this is Divorce Sistas Season 1, Episode 2. I know they on Episode 6. We're going to get caught up, y'all. I work with a sister. So, we start off episode 2 with Rashida, who is the pastor. She's speaking to one of the members of her congregation who has told her, I've been sleeping with your husband. Now, Rashida, I love how Rashida played this. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to like everything about Miss Rashida, but baby, I loved how Rashida played this down. Rashida was like, oh, okay. And the lady was like, you don't hate me? She was like, I don't hate you. And she was like, well, I thought you would be more angry. She was like, really? She said, but I do want to help you. So why don't you talk to me? Tell me, give me more information. Exactly what went down. And this lady then started, well, she was really a young lady. She then started talking herself, and she started talking about when it happened. She said, it started on my birthday. Oh, really? What day was that? Oh, well, when did it happen? Well, how did it happen? The who, the what, the when, the where, the how. She said, do me a favor. Can you come with me for a second? And the girl is looking, she is perplexed, right? Because she had this whole plan that she just knew she was going to get to the pastor's wife, or she's a pastor herself. She was waiting for this moment, this explosion, right? And it wasn't happening. So now she confused. So she was like, okay. She was like, I don't want to see him. She said, oh no, he's not here. I'm not trying to set you up. No. I just want to, let's go. Can we just go? So she goes into her husband's office and she pulls out his planner. And she's like, so on what day? On the day before Bible study? Oh, well, he wasn't here that day. This, that, and the other happened. Oh, wait a minute. It was on this day? Oh, okay. So then she starts reading out a Bible scripture, child. She started reading the Bible scripture. So then she says, so then the girl started talking about, why, you don't believe me? Like, why did I come here? Like, I came to you first. And she was like, listen, you came to me for what? Like, what did you think you were going to get from me? Like, you're lying on my husband. Like, I know you're not telling the truth. So she was like, you don't believe me? Why would I lie? Why would I lie? She was like, listen, a whole lot of people don't, listen, you would have your reasons for lying. She said, well, I was just trying to save the church. She said, there it is. There it is right there. You were trying to save the church from what? So tell me what you want. How much money you want? She said, well, your husband. She said, listen, go ahead and get your lawyer. Do what you feel like you need to do. She said, but if you really felt like you had been violated, why you ain't go to the police? Why didn't you file a police report? She said, but I tell you what. Do what it is that you need to do. Get your lawyer. Make your demands. She said, but let me show you something. Let me just show you something. Baby, she opened up that laptop and she turned that laptop around and she showed all the cameras. She said, listen, here is my husband's office. There are 4 cameras in here. Here's the outside of my husband's office. There's a camera. And I've already fast forwarded to the date that you said that this happened. And listen, there's nobody here. You didn't come in. You didn't come out. There's nothing going on here. She said, and I also have 4 cameras in my office. So where you made this, and there's a recording. So you made this, this grand proclamation to me and told me all this was going on with my husband. Well, guess what? I got it all on tape. So go ahead and call your attorney and do your big one. But please understand, you're not the first to come through here and make these accusations. And baby, we ready for you. So do what you feel like you need to do. And I'm going to be praying for you. So her homegirl Bridget comes in and she was like, another one. She was like, yes, another one. She was like, well, I'm so glad that your husband listened to you. So I guess it was Rashida's idea to put those cameras in the office to eliminate these types of things. So we still have so she was like, yeah, girl, I'm tired. I'm just tired of these women. I'm tired. So we getting ready for the banquet. She said her dress is in the car and she's going to head on home. Now, while this is going on, Miss Geneva, who's the lawyer, she's at work, and baby, we find out this. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. My camera is this computer is glitching again, but we find out that okay, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Anyway, but we find out that baby, this man name, what's his name? Javon. He comes through the door and come to find out she had an affair 6 years ago with this man. And at the time he was married, she was married, and they had this affair. Well, he was like, look, I'm back in town. I'm divorced now, so what's up? And she was like, wait, what? She was like, we're not about to pick up where we left off. Like, it happened. It's over. This not about to be a thing. And he was like, oh, okay. I mean, do what you feel like you need to do. I mean, handle it how you need to handle it. She was like, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. But of course, in the meantime, she worried about her husband having an affair, right? So on her way home, she calls up Rashida. She said, girl, I need to come and talk to you. So she goes over to Rashida's house to have a conversation and talk to her about what's going on. Now, here's what I love about this whole situation. Rashida, even though she is a pastor, it looked like she can be real with her friends, right? She was having real conversation with her homegirls, right? And it looked like she can be real and have this real conversation with them. And even to the point where she was like, girl, I know you know, like, you slept with this man. You worked through your relationship with this man. Don't do that. Like, don't go back. You and your husband went through a lot to get to where y'all are now. Y'all went through a rocky period, but girl, don't do it. And I love how she was real with her. And I love that her friends can be honest and tell her what's going on and not feel judged by her or feel like, you know, she's gonna just always preach at them. I mean, a lot of times when we have friends that are in the ministry, you know, sometimes we are we don't always want to come to them because we feel like we're gonna get preached at, we're gonna get talked at instead of, you know, helping. So they had that conversation, and we also got a chance to meet her 2 kids, and of course they're teenagers doing teenager type stuff, child. We do get the impression that her and her husband, Rashida and her husband, are going through some things as well. But she doesn't really get into the details of it with Geneva. And I feel like Rashida is the kind of person that keeps a lot of her stuff because she has to put up this image of the pastor's wife, the perfect marriage kind of thing. I feel like she keeps a lot of stuff close to the vest. A lot of stuff inside she doesn't really talk about or share. Now, while this is going on, now here's where I gotta get to my names, child, because I'm trying to learn these people's names. So, here's where old girl, I don't remember her name, went to go visit Naomi. Now, Naomi is the one that was with Franklin, who's a little, you know, crazy. And she went over there to check on her, to make sure she hadn't been drinking before this event. Because, mind you, Franklin is probably coming to this banquet, and all of them are worried about what Naomi is going to do when she runs into Franklin and his new wife, right? So Naomi lets it be known that in her divorce, she got $37 million. Now, it seems like she doesn't think that was enough. She doesn't feel like she got enough out of the divorce, while the other girl, damn it, I didn't write her name down. Why ain't write her name down? Other girl, she makes $500,000 a year, and she has to pay her ex-husband John alimony. And she was like, look, girl, $37 million ain't nothing to sneeze at. She was like, for you, maybe. Because, I mean, what do you make? What? $500,000 a year? And, I mean, she was like, what? $300,000 a year? She was like, I make $500,000. I make $500,000 a year. Girl, what? Like, first of all, how dare you come at your homegirls like that? Like, first of all, $200,000 a year ain't nothing to sneeze at. But certainly, $500,000 a year is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. So, the fact that your homegirl, you know, is coming at you like that, I find to be disrespectful, okay? But then, she's stalking him on social media. Naomi's stalking Franklin on social media. And now she's talking about, he's taking her all the places he took me. He's hanging out with all of our friends. Like, nobody, like none of the friends fuck with me. And he's posted on social media, glad to be making new memories in these special places. She was like, he's trolling me. Girl, he trolling you because he know you watching. So later on, when she's getting ready for the banquet, she's reading social media again. She all upset. She crying because he's posting on his social media some along the lines of, it's so great to be, to be sharing these things with my new wife. And then she gonna say, and I'm gonna then he said, and I'm gonna give back everything that's owed to me. So she was like, he's definitely going to do something to me. He's definitely going to do something to me. Well, they are still involved in litigation. Come to find out, she done sued him because his new wife is parking in her parking space at the country club. And old girl was like, do you really, like, this is frivolous. Like, why are y'all suing each other? It's so stupid. Like, the divorce is over. Y'all settled. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this back and forth? And she was just like, well, it's my parking space. So they are clearly on some petty time. Now, again, I don't know to the extent of all that went down. I'm only in episode 2. I'm sure by the time I get to episode 6, I'm going to have a better perspective. But right now, I'm just like, girl, this is a lie. Okay, y'all suing each other over parking spaces. It's a lie. So then, we go back over to Geneva's house, and her husband then came home from a work trip, and clearly their daughter is a daddy's girl. She was like, Daddy, you didn't pick me up from school. He was like, I know, I had to work. She was like, but Mommy picked you up. She was like, but it's not the same. You make it fun. And then she was like, Daddy, promise me you're going to pick me up. He was like, I'm going to pick you up tomorrow and the day after and the day after, Oh, let me rewind. The other thing that came up with Geneva's conversation with Rashida, Rashida was like, do you want to catch your husband cheating? Because then it was sort of like, almost like y'all are even now. Like, is that what you want? You want it to be like, oh, I caught you cheating and now I'm even for what I did to you 6 years ago, which the 6 years part is important because their daughter is 6 years old. Okay. So, So now we back so let's get back to where we were. So the husband comes home and of course he's all like, hey baby, I'm, how you doing? And he's, kissing her. He's being like a great supportive husband. And she in the mood because she think this man is cheating on her and she don't know how to she ain't ready to say nothing about it yet. And of course she probably dealing with the fact that Javon done popped up out of nowhere. And she was like, oh my goodness, what's going on with this? So she being real cold towards him, and he was like, what's going on? He was like, baby, tell me, like, what's going on? Like, what's the deal? And she was like, nothing. He was like, something's wrong. He was like, and he's being real cool about it because she kept snapping at him, and he was like, okay, you won't tell me what's going on, but clearly something's wrong. He was like, tell me this. Did I do it? Is it me? Did I do something? He was looking at his phone. He was like, I didn't miss your anniversary. I didn't miss your... What did I do? And she was like, nothing. But of course, he can tell something's wrong. He's not stupid. He knows. He was like, all right. He was like, I'm about to go get ready for the banquet. You want to come take a shower with me? And she was like, no. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, so he's really... But he could tell something is off with his wife. Now, while this is going on, Bridget is over at her house, and come to find out, Bridget got a deadbeat, okay? She got a young boy, and he is a whole deadbeat. He done lost another job, and she's talking to her friend Calvin, and Calvin is like, listen, he done quit on me when I need him. I'm going to be late for the banquet, and you done cashed in all of these favors for him, and you done got him 4 or 5 jobs, and he has burnt all of those bridges for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, this young boy don't want to work. He ain't ish. And why are you putting yourself out here and putting yourself on the line for this man? And she was like, whatever, don't worry about it. Like, I don't need you lecturing me. I don't need a lecture from you. He was like, well, clearly you need something. Because I'm not understanding, like, what are we doing here? Then we meet old boy, and he is absolutely a deadbeat. Okay, now let me say this. From a production side, an acting side, this scene was horrible. Now, Bridget, I felt like Bridget was good in the other scenes that we saw Bridget in, but it seemed like the chemistry between Bridget and this dude is just off. That scene was just weak. It was awkward. The timing of the conversation and the acting, it was just really awkward for me. I hope he's not around much longer, or I hope he gets better, because y'all know, I've been very pleased with what I've been seeing. I mean, some things are a little extra, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing ridiculous. But the two of them, they really don't have much chemistry. But we find out that he's a deadbeat. So now he like, well, since I don't have a job now, I can come to the banquet with you. And you could tell she don't want to take him out in public. She was like, no, I mean, it's black tie. He was like, I got a black tie. See, that was your clue right there that y'all not the same. y'all not in the same circles. The fact that he didn't understand what black tie affair meant, we are not equally yoked. Okay? He gonna tell her, well, I had my tuxedo from my waiter job. And she was like, again, the look on her face was like, yo, what? He was like, you said I look good in it. Did you lie to me? Baby, why is the tuxedo at the bottom of the hamper? He talking about something. I mean, it's at the bottom of the hamper, but it don't stink. I mean, we could just iron it and everything. And she's still gonna take him. She's gonna let him put that musty ass bottom of the hamper tuxedo, waiter outfit / tuxedo, and wear it. You know that man about to embarrass you. You know that man is about to embarrass you. Baby, then we get over to the pastor's house, and they fighting, okay? They clearly are not getting along to the point where their kids had to come in there and be like, y'all fighting again? What's up? And they were like, we're not fighting. We're just, we're having a problem communicating. Baby, their kids let them know, listen, we tired of this. We tired of y'all faking it for the church and then coming in here and arguing and being nasty to each other. Like, what lesson are y'all really teaching us? And they were like, well, people just have a hard time communicating sometimes, but we really do love each other. We just, right now we just not getting along. Because they started arguing because Rashida come down the stairs and her husband whispering on the phone and gonna close the door. And she gonna open the door and be like, excuse me, what's going on? Now he gonna say into the phone, yeah, that's her. All right, I'm gonna hit you back. What you mean? Yeah, that's her. What you mean? Yeah, that's her. See, that would have pissed me off more than the fact that he closed the door. What you mean? Yeah, that's her. Baby. So, clearly they're having some issues in their marriage. And she tries to tell him, baby, I love you more than anything in the world. He was like, yeah, I know. She was like, you were supposed to say that back. Like, you supposed to. He was like, you know it. So we got that going on. So then back over to Geneva's house. She ready to go to the party. She come downstairs, and who is standing in her living room is Jovan. Now, clearly, Jovan and her husband know each other. They hold on. Never mind. So clearly they know each other. Because he was like, yeah, he's back in town. He's newly divorced. I thought he would get him out. Divorce is hard. I thought, we'd get him out the house or whatever. We had a lot of fun a couple of years back, didn't we? So now I'm thinking, did they do a threesome together or something? Because the way they said it was like, yeah, we sure did. I don't know. It's interesting to me. I'm going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Again, I know y'all are on episode 6. I'm working my way there. I'm sure more will be revealed by then. That's why I do one episode at a time. Because I don't want to know what's going on until I get there. Anyway, moving right along. Baby, so her husband, he brings the daughter down. Like, yeah, we want you to meet our baby. Now, it's something about their daughter's name that means something to Javon. Because he was like, oh. Whose idea was it to name her that? And he was like, oh, well, I wanted to name after my mom, but, I lost that fight. So he looks at Geneva. He was like, that's a beautiful name. And so when the girl comes downstairs, she was like, oh, my gosh, you're beautiful like your mother. And, she was like, thank you. And they go to put the husband goes to put the baby to bed. He gonna look at her and be like, so she has her father's eyes. I couldn't help but notice she has her father's eyes. And then he gonna say, is she mine? Bitch. And that's how the episode ended. I said, what? Baby, we on to episode 3. Like I said, we trying to get caught up to episode 7 by the time the new episode drops so that we can do that live and we can talk about all of this stuff. Okay? So, work with a sister. We getting caught up. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.